So if you've been asked to film yourself, you want it to look and sound as good as possible. But on the other hand, you don't want to spend all day setting up, and you don't want to spend a fortune on stuff either to do it with. So I'm guessing you'll probably be filming on a phone or an iPad, possibly a laptop. But phone cameras are so good now, you'd actually need a really good reason to not film on one. So the first thing you need to do is make sure it's fully charged, because you don't want to run out of charge right in the middle of filming. And then the question is, where are you going to film? You probably want to rule out the kitchen, the bathroom and the hall, because they tend to be quite noisy, echoey places, and it's not going to sound as good. Favourite places to film are somewhere like the living room or the bedroom, which have got lots of soft furnishings. So you might have curtains, you might have a rug or a carpet, you might have a sofa or a bed with a quilt on it. And they're absolutely great for making the room sound nice and dead, which means your voice doesn't echo around and it sounds fantastic. There is something else you can do to make it sound better as well, but that does involve extra money. So you can get a little microphone, and I'm wearing a little one that just plugs into the mobile phone socket there, and they cost normally between about £8 and £50, and it's worthwhile reading the reviews, and of course you have to make sure you get one that fits your phone. They really do make a big difference, because on mobile phones these days the cameras are absolutely phenomenal and the microphones really aren't. So it's going to be the sound that lets the video down, particularly with older models of phone or iPad or something like that. So have a little look around, decide how much money, if any, you want to spend. And if you are going to buy a microphone, then read the reviews before you buy it and check that it fits. The other thing you want is some light. So head for a window, but don't put yourself in front of it, else you'll end up being a silhouette. Try and find something to sit on that means the light will be on your face. So a good setup would be either in a bedroom, maybe sitting on the bed with your phone on the windowsill so that you're getting lots of natural light on your face, but not a shadow. Or in the living room, move a chair closer to the window. And then you're going to have to put your camera on a pile of books, or I've had it propped up on a table next to a beer bottle or something like that. If you've got an iPad, just take care, because the case it's in tends to tilt it back. What happens then is you're going to shoot pretty much up your nose and onto the ceiling, and it's just not a great view either in the foreground or in the background. So try and make sure your camera, your phone or your iPad, whatever it is almost vertical, and that's easier if you blue tack it to something or lean it against something. Also, landscape every time. So you want your phone this way round, not this way round. Portrait was all very well in the days of Snapchat and when Insta started. They encouraged you to shoot video this way because it was just for that medium. But your video could end up anywhere. If it's on YouTube, if it's going on a website, anything like that is going to look better done landscape, and a lot of people might watch it on a laptop or an iPad or even a TV, and that really suits the landscape format. So don't cut your options down, make sure you film it this way round. When you're setting up the room and you've got your phone landscape, not too tilted back, make sure it's the right height for you. So you don't want it, as we said, tilted and shooting up, but neither do you want the old selfie look, looking into the camera like this. Try and get it somewhere between your chin and your eyebrows. Something like that would be great. That's going to give a great shot of you. It's going to be really flattering with the light on your face. If you have any trouble positioning the camera, you could even invest in a selfie stick, and a lot of them these days have a tripod attachment at the end. They're anywhere between about £8 and about £30 online. Again, that's up to you. It often works just as well balanced on a book or blue tack to something. So now you have to start thinking about what you're going to put in your video and how you're going to frame yourself. Framing yourself is really important, and it's quite tempting to make sure that you just appear in the middle of the frame. But it's actually going to look a lot more professional if you offset yourself to one side or the other. And for this, you might need some help. The camera that points away from you, the back camera on a phone, is better quality generally than the selfie camera that points at you. So if you can use this one, that's great. But if you use this one, you can't see the framing. So you're going to need to get a friend or someone to help you frame up. If you don't want them watching you film, that's fine, because once they've framed it up, they can go and just leave the camera as it is. If you are going to use the front-facing camera, the selfie camera, it's still fairly good quality, so don't worry about it too much. But just be aware that once you've framed, there is going to be a temptation to look at yourself. Now, if you look at yourself on the camera, you won't be making eye contact with the audience. It will look more like this, and there's that lacking in contact. So check on your phone where your camera actually is. On this phone, it's right over here. So I'd have to make sure I wasn't looking at myself in the image, but right over at the edge of the phone to get that eye contact. And then it's a matter of, what's your content? Smile, enjoy it. You probably won't enjoy the first take. You might look nervous, you might fluff your lines, you might and ah every 5 seconds. Well, big deal, throw that one away. Call that a rehearsal. We do that all the time, making television and programs for the internet. So then on your second one, you've done it once. You've done your rehearsal. Smile, enjoy it, and then everyone else will too. Good luck, and I hope your films come out great.